So in this project, you saw us remove, there was a 30 panel system up here about 8 years ago. It was put in. It's a Xantrex system and everything works, and they actually updated the batteries. They got some Simplify batteries. So we took all that out and did the house system over with two 15K Sol-Arks, and so we're going to repurpose that solar system and put it in this shop. And the reason being, as the well for this property is being fed off of, that's one of the main reasons, but it's a perfectly good working system. It was just too small to do what the customer wanted. So we're going to come in here and put, this is going to be old school. We're going to put a critical loads panel, take the circuits we want to run out of that main panel, and then there'll be the Xantrex, and then Simplifies. We'll see how we're going to fit it. I'm going to try to get some wall mount brackets for these batteries. And so we're just going to claim some real estate today, hopefully. And then it'll be a Xantrex PDB, 2 high voltage charge controllers, and then above it we're going to put the panels. You saw us, we had to remove, we have to put MC4s on all the panels, clean them up. Oh, somebody's on the roof. Let's go see what he's doing. Figuring it out. We're going to do, they're high voltage charge controllers, so we can do strings of 15. And so that's this little repurpose. So I think we're going to get some wall brackets for these Simplify 3.8s. We're trying to fit them in a tight place, so we went above a workbench. Just kind of mocking up here the Schneider. Got 2 high voltage charge controllers, combiner, and I think I can fit all of the battery. Yeah, I got enough real estate here to put those 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries. We'll bring them down and probably combine them inside the power distribution panel. Positives here, negatives there. All right, we got breakers. So we're basically just reinstalling this in just a different use, different. Anybody's ashamed to let it sit there and not be used, so repurposed. And mainly we're going to be pulling out of here things like well pumps, lights. There's some chicken brooders, some heaters that are pretty low amperage, and there's a backup generator on this building too. So anyway, we're gonna get a 125 amp critical loads panel in here, and going back old school for a bit. Nothing wrong with a Schneider. Okay, as we continue along with our repurposing project on purpose, we've got these nice Simplify 3.8s. I just ordered these wall brackets. It took a couple weeks to come in, and so we're going to combine these and land them in the Xantrex. We already got our home runs landed here, and we're going to make a couple of 4-aught just jumpers. And we brought our PV down from the roof. We got 30 panels on the roof. So I've got 2 strings of 15 for these high voltage charge controllers. So we'll be landing those here shortly. And then it's to populate this critical loads panel with the appropriate circuits, critical circuits from that panel. So this is the old school, traditional way we used to do solar. So there's nothing wrong with it. It works great. And we're going to possibly fire this baby up today. We got 15 panels mounted on the roof and 15 more to go. And probably will come together here where we could test it out today. All right, up on the roof, we're using the Everest Mini Rail Express, the short little 17-inch mini rails that span this corrugated roofing without a problem. We wanted to avoid these fragile fiberglass skylights, and so we jumped over there. Here we could bridge this one, but that one was not going to happen, so we just jumped over and bonded that group, put new end clamps on, so we're good. But that row is good, and we're going to finish up this bottom row, and then we'll be in business, and hopefully by the time these get done it'll be landed down below. So again, the mini rail is super easy. Just bring a box of it up on the roof. You've got all your rails, all your mids, all your ends, grounding attachments, and super fast and easy to build. We don't typically, as you know, do roof mounts, but we wanted to make sure we found a good home. Watch that. So the solar we just put up here, these panels used to be on a shredder mount right there. And as you saw, if you watched the previous couple of videos, we ripped all that out. And then I just wanted to put this on this building. So this building has some critical loads, and one being a well pump in there that runs through a pretty amazing reverse osmosis system I'll show you. And so one of the loads is that. The other load is taking it out to an irrigation timer, which I have to trench up. Somebody cut through my wood boiler line, and so I've got to fix that. And there's a little greenhouse, so I'm gonna bring a circuit over to that greenhouse, put a panel, and then run the wood boiler, which will in turn give them an option, a zone to heat that little tiny greenhouse, kind of a, I guess, a starter, seed starter. So anyway, got plenty to do, and then we'll head back to the White Elephant bunker and finish that up. But these sun power panels are probably 10 years old, and they're getting repurposed. So if you have a roof like this corrugated metal, it's hard to beat the Mini Rail Express for ease of installation. I know a lot of people don't like the mini rails because I don't think they've ever tried them, but for speed, and you just snap a line, snap 4 lines, and just boogie. It's very easy to put up. We like to set our drills to we don't like to use impacts because it can definitely strip out the self tappers. But you can see with the butyl bottom, there's a butyl strip on the mini rail, and so you have the rain basically, you know, when nothing's in the valleys, so it's just attached to the high rib, so very close to impossible to leak. At least that's what I think. So we did a little bit of gooping around the skylight, but other than that, we're in pretty good shape. We're gonna put up 15 more panels, but 14 more panels, and we'll fire this baby up today. So we're just taking, this whole property is gonna have solar. So the house has been running great on the 215Ks. This is Schneider, and then I put 212Ks here at the other location, the White Elephant. I will be putting a video up on the White Elephant. Oh, this is what I live for. Every solar job ends up like this. I was being so careful following a pipe, and then there's all sorts of landmines in here. All right, we're trying to wrap up this critical load that is coming off of our solar system we added to that building. Schneider system with Simplify. We picked up power down from this irrigation control unit down here, and we brought power up into the greenhouse. We also ran power to the boiler so that we can provide heat for the house and for this greenhouse. Let's take a look. Oh, the fan's even working in here. This is a nice little greenhouse. We added water. Gotta have water. Oh my goodness, plenty of water there. And thermostat here. Let's see what he's got it set at. I just shut it down. Little louvers closing there. Oh, this is kind of nice. Let's go back. Open up that louver. Yes. Got exhaust, and then you have these thermoplastic little pistons that open up as it gets hot in here. They warm up and push and open up. That's kind of nice and automatic. I don't know what they're going to do with the wood boiler, but we've got 2 lines for hydronics. We can put a heater in here. We could do grow beds, whatever. But we have the technology. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. And I think I'm done hitting landmines in the ground. That's great. So nice little greenhouse, and house system is done. Shop system is done. Now we're going to go down to the well house, and we're going to revamp that and show you some cool reverse osmosis down there. So this is the project that never ends. All right, it's a wrap. We just couldn't throw all this nice stuff away. So we have set it up in load shaving mode. So whatever this building is using, it's kind of like a zero export or net zero. And whatever the building's using in the main panel, it will work to zero that out. And this is the critical loads panel. We've got wood boilers, greenhouses, irrigation controls, water pumps, reverse osmosis, chicken brooders, lights, some refrigeration, and a mini split. I think that should cover everything. We have room if there's anything else they want to move over. We're gonna get some blanks for this, but we can move them over there. But we're gonna definitely put a pretty good load on this. There's not much running now. It's like 160 watts, but we ran it up to about 4,600 today. So we're in good shape. All right. Repurposing all this equipment on purpose. So it's got a new home and everything's good. So if you got any questions, let me know. This is Engineer 775 signing out.